Good morning everyone, my name is Michelle, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another video. It is Wednesday morning the 10th of July and sticking with the Jay Slater case today, there's nothing new in terms of the search because the police have given up on that, although they did issue a short statement to the press yesterday saying that they're following up on a few lines of inquiry. Don't know what that means, but if there are genuine leads, if they're exploring the potential for things like drug trafficking being involved, then I guess I understand why they're being close-lipped. So the family are absolutely desperate. Came out in the news yesterday that Warren Slater, Jay's dad, wants Interpol involved. He's got a point. This is from The Independent. This is from 48 minutes ago. Jay Slater's desperate family have vowed to continue their search for the missing teenager as his father urged Interpol to take over. Jay's uncle, Glenn Duncan, described the family's situation as just desperate despair, and he said they would continue searching the rugged terrain of northern Tenerife. Now, Glenn has left Tenerife. He's now flown back to the UK. Presumably, he's got a job. He can't go hunting around the mountains of Tenerife indefinitely, nor can anyone, nor can even his father. I'm guessing that, if they've got jobs, at some point, those jobs are going to want them back, and they're going to have to go back to the UK. It's absolutely desperate. I can't imagine the frustration that they must be feeling and the despair they must be feeling. And if there's anybody out there still believes that the family are involved in Jay's disappearance, I don't know, I'll give you a head a wobble. There's absolutely no way that the family are involved. I just can't see it. I really can't see it. Anyway, his father, Warren Slater, called for the British authorities and the International Criminal Police to get involved after the Spanish police search for the apprentice bricklayer ended on the 30th of June. Of course, Jay went missing in the early morning hours of the 17th of June. So, the Spanish cops did do a decent effort. They had the drones, they had the dogs, they had helicopters, but with those deep ravines there, it's impossible. It's impossible to send the dogs through heavy cactus brush or down those deep ravines. The dogs, it's unsafe to send the dogs down there. And anything from the air won't pick up anybody, like a drone or a helicopter, if you're under a ledge or in a cave or really deep down. It's like looking for a needle in 10 haystacks. So Warren told the Mail Online, we need to, as a full family, do a proper press conference and ask the British authorities to help. Well, yeah, a proper press conference might be useful to outline exactly what they need. Lancashire Police early on in the investigation did offer the Spanish police their assistance. Now, I said, and I still maintain, that having members of the Lancashire Police out there in that terrain might be more trouble than it's worth, because in Lancashire, it's a very hilly county, but we don't have mountains like there north of Masca. We just don't have those kind of mountains. So the police are not familiar with searching mountainous terrain. Actually getting bodies on the ground, though, and searching the less arduous areas, then, yeah, I guess. Imagining that the Spanish police aren't going to want to open their doors to the actual investigation and let the British police in. They don't have the jurisdiction, so they can't force the Spanish police to open their doors. But this desperate situation, man, honestly. He's a British citizen, get Interpol involved. It's just us. I haven't got a team. We need a team to come over here and find out for us what the police are doing and what we need to do. Our hands are tied over here. We need experts. How long can you stay here for? It'll take an army 10 years to cover all this. I'd employ a team of Gurkhas. Well, get the Gurkhas. They've got 50 grand in a GoFundMe. I know they've spent some of that because they've got to live and they have been paying people, but get a team out there. What does it take to get a team of experienced searchers who are used to that terrain? Now, there are local people out there who have been helping, like on Saturday, Glenn, Warren, brother Zach, and some local people, including a dog, I don't know, what the dog specialises in, or indeed if the dog specialises at all, but it is a large amount of terrain to cover. But what is Interpol? Is it possible for Interpol to get involved? Well, technically, yeah, I guess. Imagine you are the victim of a crime committed by someone from another country. How can the police catch the person? But the thing is, though, we don't know that Jay has been the victim of a crime. This is the issue for organisations like Interpol, because we don't know that Jay has been a victim of a crime, and I don't think Interpol get involved in looking for missing people. I don't think they're a missing persons organisation. Our full name is the International Criminal Police Organisation, and we are an intergovernmental organisation. We have 196 member countries, and we help police in all of them to work together to make the world a safer place. To do this, we enable them to share and access data on crimes and criminals, and we offer a range of technical and operational support. Now, if the Spanish police do have reason to believe that drug trafficking is in some way involved, then that could be Interpol's way in. But again, I don't think they're going to send searchers out, which is ultimately what they need. They need Jay. It does look like Jay is no longer alive, and if he's in the mountains, they need his body to ascertain the cause of death. And if it was clearly an accident, if he's lying there at the bottom of a ravine and it's obvious he fell, then there's no crime. Did he fall or was he pushed, I guess is what you could say. But if his body did show a cause of death that did look like a crime, then there would be international policing necessity. Perhaps, possibly. But these are all the countries that they have. So Spain is a member country. Guessing that's the Canary Islands there. Now, something I did find very, very interesting, was down the rapids, Paul Arnott, who has been there for, 3 weeks now, and he's doing YouTube. I haven't checked his TikTok to see what he's put on there, but this 46.5-minute video that he put up yesterday was very interesting. It was the walk from the Airbnb to the point and past the point where Jay's phone last pinged. And by ping, what we actually mean is his GPS location. He sent his GPS location twice on 8:49 and 8:50. And we know that a GPS on an iPhone, it can be out. It's reasonably accurate, but the precision is a thing. Even if it's 10 metres out, a 10-metre radius isn't a great deal to search. And you might say, why would you search where his location last was? Well, because people have said Jay, he wasn't in Masca at all. Well, the cops have gone in, very late in the day, they have gone in and searched the Airbnb. And hopefully they've taken DNA swabs and fingerprints and stuff. So if Jay's fingerprints and his DNA are in the Airbnb, then they know that he was there. Also, something that I thought was very interesting is something that Paul said. So let's listen to this just a second. I didn't know this.
And we know from the last phone calls that Jay had over FaceTime that there were these concrete bollards in the background and he was sliding down. So we do know that, guys. Now, we've been walking for about 5 or 6 minutes so far. Probably about 6 minutes, guys. And this is where we are. Now, you need to remember, Jay, he wanted a drink. He was dehydrated if he'd been drinking the night before. And if he was thirsty, then he would have been dehydrated. So yeah, coming up here in 6 minutes, Jay may have taken Jay a little bit longer, although he was quite young. So yeah, this is also a lay-by, I believe, guys, where everybody can see from the camera up the top here. Where are we looking? Just up here, I believe, from the camera up the top. Is there people up there? Oh, up here. This is the lay-by, guys, with the car. We should have started someone, well, a lot of people were saying their car was parked up. 2 men jumped out the back and darted down here. Now, from that CCTV, guys, this is the spot. But this is where they would have darted down, the men. So you've got to think, that's a bit of a crazy one. Now, there are footsteps. I've been down this area. Other people have been down this area. But you never know, guys. You never know. You never know what those people were doing. Maybe they were working on the land, or maybe they owned some of the land. We were just trying to access down here. Now, it could have been possibly. You never know, guys. I have come across some people who do scientific research on all the plants out here. And I actually met them down a ravine, probably about a week into my searching. So it could have been those sort of guys. You never know. I have absolutely no idea about that. I haven't been focusing on that side of things. I've literally been focusing on searching, guys.
Right. There's a few things there to unpack. It's interesting that Paul said that there are people out there who work out there. There are people out there doing research. Well, if Jay isn't found, it's probably likely at some point in the future that someone comes across his body and they do that completely accidentally. I'll refer you to the case of Bryn Hargreaves. Bryn was born in my neck of the woods, here in Lancashire, in northern England, but he emigrated to West Virginia because he got married, met someone over there. The marriage split up. He became depressed and so on, had an injury, and just one day he disappeared. And 14 months later, after many, many searches, private investigators, all of the things, 2 hunters, completely by accident, came across Bryn's body in a small ravine about 300 to 350 yards away from his front door. And there'd been search upon search. They'd had dogs out. They'd had loads of foot searches. And they didn't come across his body, and his body had been there for 14 months. What do you say to that? It's so easy to miss someone, especially in a place where you don't expect. But the other thing that's important here is that there's a camera. There's a CCTV camera from the cafe, which is at the Mirador Hilda place. There's a camera that looks down the hillside. If 2 men were spotted on this camera at some point, well, Jay would have been seen. So the cops will know that Jay walked this way. So they know he was here. You know, you don't even have to believe the friends that Jay was out there, you know, FaceTiming and stuff, running his battery down. You don't have to believe them. If there's a CCTV camera that captures this road, the cops will know that Jay was there. I know exactly what time he passed by. Now, it's interesting that to the GPS location, it took Paul about half an hour, give or take. Like, he spent a couple of minutes at the cafe just walking around. But it took half an hour, and that's the time it takes to get from the Airbnb to the last GPS location is approximately half an hour. It validates what the friends have said about his walk. But this location, here's the location where his phone last pinged.
Now, Jay's last phone ping, guys, was from just round here, literally just round here. And if we go down here, so you go into the bush.
So this is the Barranco Juan Lopez trail.
Just this part here, I believe. If my memory serves me correct, it's just this bit here, and it's really bushy, and it's quite hard to get through. So yeah, guys, down through here. I remember it now. Here we go. Oh, super tough. Living terrain. Ow. And then round here, guys. And it was around this point. You just go through here. I don't really want to go through there right now, so I'm going to get covered in things. But just around here, guys.
So I can understand why the person that the media is quoting said that if Jay's phone pinged there, someone must have thrown it in there, because who would walk through that when there's a path? Yeah, but if it's 10 metres out, that's within 10 metres of the path. So I'll say again, if you believe that Jay was never there and someone just threw his phone in, as a decoy or something, well, find the phone. And actually, you could send a dog in there. I would have concerns sending a dog into areas of cactus brush. I mean, that's just too painful for a dog. But a lot of that is dead. And although it's not easy to walk through, a dog like a Springer would easily get through there. And it doesn't take a lot to teach a dog who enjoys finding stuff to find a phone. And people have asked me, like when Cassie's finding my phone, what is she actually smelling here? What's she smelling? Is it my scent? Do I lace the phone with dog treats? No. The phone smells. The phone has a unique smell. And she can find any phone. Like she can find my son's phone. I never touch his phone. So it's not just my scent that she's tracking. She is actually sending out a phone. So get a dog. Get a dog to look through it. If you think it's too tough to get through, get a dog to do it. And if it's within a 10-metre radius, it wouldn't take long for a dog to find the phone. And that would prove to me that there was something nefarious going on. If that phone is in that location, like in the brush. Maybe he was scared. I don't know how Mark Williams Thomas knows he was scared, but anyway, the very, very latest here from The Sun. Don't buy The Sun, guys, but Pal's pain. Jay Slater's pal Lucy May Law shares unseen pictures of missing teen as she flies home from 4-week search. I didn't know Lucy had been out there searching, honestly, but anyway. Taken to her Instagram for the first time in weeks, Lucy 18 posted a series of snaps showing the close friends smiling together and hanging out at pubs, music events and raves. So these are pictures we haven't seen before. Lucy and Jay can be seen with huge grins on their faces in the middle of one of these pictures. Another snap shows Jay sitting in the middle of his pals inside what looks like a pub. I've seen that one. It appears she posted the 5 new pictures over the weekend after she flew back to the UK for the first time since Jay vanished on June 17th. Brad Hargreaves also flew back to the UK at the weekend. He slammed online trolls for spreading rumours about Jay. One theory claims that Brad, who returned to the UK on Sunday, played a role in his pal's disappearance. Hitting back at the conspiracy in an Instagram message, he said, "Thinking I'm involved in it all is beyond me. We've been pals for years, took our first holiday together, and sadly this happened. We ain't no drug mules or whatever. People need to get their facts straight before spouting rubbish on the internet." Ayub Qasim, who invited Jay to stay at the Airbnb, is the problem to me. He's the one. I think if anybody's involved, he is. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.